Good afternoon. My name is TALAL ABU-GHAZALEH, and I want to start by telling you a story. When I came into this room 10 minutes earlier, we had only the 4 speakers of the panel, so I remembered the story of a good friend of mine, the former president of the state of Costa Rica. His name is Jose Maria Figueres. Maybe some of you know him here, but he's a very close friend of mine. He was invited to speak in a seminar at Harvard. So he flew all the way from Costa Rica to Harvard to make his speech. And when he came to the podium, there was only one person in the audience, just one man. So he was wondering whether to skip it and cancel the speech or to speak. He decided finally to make it, so he spoke. And when he finished the speech, this one-man audience started clapping. So he was very gratified. He came down, shook hands with the gentleman who was in the audience, and thanked him, and he said, "Bye-bye, I need to catch a train." She said, "No, you cannot, because you have to listen to me. I'm the next speaker." So I think we're much better off today. So at least we have a good quality of distinguished participants in this session. I wanted to start by telling you the story of TALAL ABU-GHAZALEH intellectual property. Some of you know AGIP. AGIP is one of the leading intellectual property companies in the world. I happen to chair it, and I'm the founder. And it operates out of 74 offices worldwide, up to China, Shanghai, Delhi. Of course, we started our office in Delhi 9 years ago, and etc., including Kabul. We are the only operation in Kabul, and I encourage you to open in Kabul. Kabul is one of our fastest growing offices. There is a great vacuum there to be filled. We're filling it, but you're welcome to join us. Anyway, I want to tell you that we started in 1972, and the firm was started by me in 72. In 77, we became, with 100 staff, 5 years later, in 20 offices. In 90, we had 50 offices. Today, as I said, we have 74, and we plan by the year of this end to cover 1,000 offices worldwide. These are already under establishment. They're not just conceptual programs. I'll tell you why I'm telling you this story. We now have qualified staff. We have obviously all over the region. We have 70,000 clients. We serve 70,000 clients worldwide. And we have in our telecommunication technologies. I have been in practice before then for 12 years. I started my practice in intellectual property in another firm in 1960. I'm 75 years old now, and so I'm the oldest man in the audience. So it's okay, you will tolerate me if I make any nonsense as an old, senile person. So in 12 years, we established, after 10 years of experience, I established the firm. And I wanted a manager, an executive manager, and I recruited an IT person. He said, "I don't know anything about intellectual property." I said, "That's precisely why I want you to lead this organization." His name is Charles Shaban, and he's still in the organization, and he's still the executive director. And maybe some of you know him because he is more in the international IP circus. This is the first convention I attend in 10 years. I have, as an old man, I have given up this job to my son and to our team of distinguished representatives, including our manager in India, who's been with me for 22 years, before coming here 9 years ago. So I don't participate because I think this is a place which belongs to the young, and most of my team, by the way, we have 80% of our staff under the age of 40. So although I'm an old man, I believe in youth. So when I took Charles, and he said, I don't know anything about intellectual property, I said, that's precisely why I want you. If you knew intellectual property, you're no use to me. I wanted a chairman or a chief executive of this operation because IP is only one of our services in the TALAL ABU-GHAZALEH organization. We have other services, and we have a firm that caters for accounting and auditing, one for education, one for information technology, etc. So I wanted a leader in the IP firm who would make AGIP, ABU-GHAZALEH Intellectual Property, an IT firm. And that's what we are now. And that's why we have this, I think, capability of expanding and of managing our operations worldwide. We are completely web-based. We do not have any operation in the firm which is not through the internet. Even if we get a letter from some of our associates or clients who use faxes still, we transform the fax into an electronic document, and we use it as an email substitute. So what I'm trying to say is, we decided to take advantage of one of the firms in the group. One of our group firms is called TALAL ABU-GHAZALEH Information Technology International, TAGITI. And TAGITI is a company that specializes in software solutions. So we developed all the software solutions that we need in order to run our business, in order to build our databases, and in order to develop our control. So my colleague in Delhi, I don't have to talk to him, I don't have to send him an email, I don't have to ask him any questions. I just access his operations online all over the world, and that's everywhere, every office of ours, and follow up on what is happening in every office in the firm. So internally, we have complete online operations and online control, quality and otherwise. Quality includes being prompt, and the rule is to answer within 24 hours any message, 24-hour working hours. So we control online. Now, next is our relationship with our clients. We developed a special program, a solution which we invented, whereby clients who would like this service can access their file anytime while we are sleeping. So they don't have to ask us what happened. They don't need to call us to give us instructions. They leave the instructions in their file. They check on their file to find out what is happening and where are we, because every client has his own file with his own instructions. And that happens 24 hours, 7 days a week. So there is a complete operational relationship with our clients all the time. Now, we have been able to do this because, as I said, we believed in the power of information technology. In my opening speech the day before yesterday, I was critical in a questioning way of the fact that the IP community is not a knowledge society yet. And I know this from my dealing with our colleagues, some of our colleagues worldwide. I think we need to, if we want to be what we call on this conference the power engine, is this what it calls on the program, of the future, we need to realize that we are in a knowledge age, and what makes us a power engine is becoming a knowledge profession, knowledge practices, and knowledge workers, to use the words of Bill Gates. Bill Gates claims that in the next decade, there is no place for anybody in any business or any service if he is not a knowledge worker. So we need to become, all of us, knowledge workers. I hope I did not bore you too much with my presentation. I only wanted to set the tone for how IT can be a great enabler for success in providing IP services. Of course, I'm critical also of our role, as I said also in the opening session, that we have not been able to move to the internet age protection. There is no protection on the internet practically except for domain names. You will tell me there are protections in the US, I fully agree, but that's an internal country regulation. But there is nothing in the cyberspace of the world as a whole that would provide adequate internet protection for IP rights. But that's another story. I am here to just introduce my colleagues and to have hopefully an interactive session. I will need to catch a flight during the session, and I will ask Mr. Gupta to take over from me at that point. Now I would like to introduce Mr. Raj Gupta, and I ask him to introduce himself in his own way instead of me reading his profile in a boring voice.
Thank you.